We've been very busy this year at the Kennebunkport Historical Society. Our goal for the year was to widen awareness, continue to offer educational programming for intergenerational audiences, deepen our understanding and organization of our vast collection, and make certain that our programming and actions follow our mission. Here is a month-to-month review of our year at the Society. A year ago, for our 70th anniversary annual meeting, we held an informal picnic here at the Townhouse School. The purpose of this gathering was to increase fellowship and focus on what is good about our mission and our community. In September, we offered our Townhouse Corners campus to the Parkinson's Foundation as a rest stop for their riders. Our Girls' Night Out featured local artist and volunteer Joyce Ficelli, who taught our enthusiastic group about pencil drawing. We welcomed plein air artists to the campus. Ann Thompson, art educator, held a thermotrope making workshop for children. Dana Pearson's midweek music featured music from the movies. And a descendant of Phoebe Lord visited our archives to research her family and found a portrait of her ancestor. In October, we told spooky tales of historic Kennebunkport during our Tea and Tales series. We were grateful recipients of the Mooneyhan Family Foundation education grant. We participated in the Maine Crafters Weekend at our Townhouse Corners campus, where we sparked up the forge and offered demonstrations of hands-on trades. We held our first annual Scarecrow contest, welcomed preschoolers for a tour of the campus, and were voted Best Tree in Town at the Knott House as the leaves started to change. Our board rolled up their sleeves and held a fall cleanup day, both outside at the campus and the Knott House, as well as inside the archives, where we rearranged furniture and brought the Customs House desk into our Pasco lobby. In November, midweek music continued with Elvis songs. We welcomed local talent Kevin Farley for a very interesting lecture about JFK and his trip to Ireland in his program entitled Gifts We Can Barely Carry. Our executive director was welcomed by Kennebunkport Rotary to be their guest speaker, and our oral history project continued for Veterans Day as we collaborated with the middle school for a special day honoring veterans. Middle schoolers ask the most interesting questions. In December, we set a record for Prelude. It was a busy schedule of activities indeed. Of course, we kicked off the week with our annual Christmas Gala. The Knott House was decorated to the nines by our tireless team of volunteers. We had a Christmas children's tea and tales party at the Knott House. We hosted 2 Christmas concerts here at the Townhouse School with Dan Blakesley and Dana Pearson. Other schoolhouse activities included cookie decorating with Mrs. Claus, Girls' Night Out, wreath decorating, and the week ended with a casual gathering by the fire at the Knott House with our furry friends. We called that one Tea and Tales. In January, we regrouped and set our yearly goals by hosting our board retreat. Dana Pearson offered his monthly concert, which featured songs by Neil Young. We gladly accepted items from the family collection of David Platt, whose family owned what is now the Cape Arundel Inn and surrounding cottages. Our collections committee furthered organizational efforts in our archives by adding shelving and hanging art. Snowfall reminded us to take a breath and enjoy the beauty of our campus. In February, historian Sharon Cummins announced her idea for Time Travel Tuesday, which was a video tribute to our physical collection in the archives. We visited Acton Academy, a local private school, and taught their students a bit about the importance of local history and family history. Dan Blakesley and Dana Pearson offered a tribute to Johnny Cash at the Townhouse School. Organization projects continued at both the Knott House and in the archives. We welcomed a few new volunteers as well. In March, we launched a membership drive, offered a 20% discount to see if we could entice new members. Members who joined in March were given a chance to win a basket full of prizes. 93-year-old Fred Boyle, a new member of the Society, was our winner. Fred is also researching for his new project, which will be published, A Genealogy of Kennebunkport. Fred proves that you are never too old to start something new. Diane Emerson Holm and Ann Nevius worked on a transcription project in our archives. We hosted 2 concerts in April at the Townhouse School, kicked off our Tea and Tales season with an overview of the history of Kennebunkport. We welcomed new volunteers and began pre-season docent training at the Knott House. Wallingford Farm began their sponsorship of our Celia's Garden project at the Knott House. Celia Perkins' diaries from the 19th century listed every plant in her garden. High school interns Raina, Maya, and Liv offered 2 weeks of garden internship to support the beginnings of this project. Dana Pearson offered us some hits from the 80s. It's hard for some of us to wrap our brains around the fact that the 80s are historic. Our cleanup efforts continued with the painting of the porch and the clean out of some damp items in our basement at the Knott House. Plein air artists returned to our campus. Board member and bibliophile Mike Bird offered a special book lovers tour at the Knott House, which shed light on the special book collection therein. And on Memorial Day, we opened our house tours for the summer season. In June, an unusually rainy month, Girls' Night Out was supposed to feature plein air painting, but the rain forced us inside to paint in the schoolhouse. Ann Thompson offered a metalcraft workshop to Acton Academy students. We hosted 2 concerts at the Townhouse School and began our combination town and Knott House tour on Thursday afternoons. Our junior board met to host an open house. July was focused on the 1920s in Kennebunkport in an effort to raise necessary funds and spread awareness to our summer community. Sharon Cummins hosted our Tea and Tales, which highlighted what Prohibition was like in Kennebunkport. Catherine Rhoda offered a special program at the Townhouse School and sang songs of women's suffrage. The month ended with our first summer lawn party, which was a 1920s themed evening. We showcased vintage 1920s dresses from our collection, posted a running video of Kennebunkport themed photographs and home movies. We welcomed sponsors, members, and visitors alike for a silent auction, for some live music and tasty food by Kitchen Chicks and Musette. Despite the weather challenges, the event was an enormous success. We also launched our new online gift shop in the midst of it all, which can be accessed through our website under the tab Shop. Sharon's weekly Throwback Thursday article, which can be found on our website under the tab Historic Stories, went viral. We hosted 3 concerts at the Townhouse School. Friends gathered to make summer flower arrangements and decorate vases. Volunteer Denise Stevens, a Corning employee, honored the Society by bringing us a grant of $1,000 for her excellence in volunteerism. Thank you so much for your service and your generosity. Our team of volunteers is the very essence of who we are at the Kennebunkport Historical Society. Everything you have just seen for the past year has been made possible by our extraordinary team. Please take a moment to look at the faces of our tremendous team and thank them for their service to our mission. Behind the scenes at the Historical Society is our staff. Emma Stevens, our executive assistant, Sharon Cummins, our historian, and Kristen Height, the executive director. Emma and Sharon are both at the heart of our organization. Please take a moment to thank these incredible women for their hard work. The Historical Society lost very important volunteers this year: Jim Fitzgerald, Larry Ryan, and Frank Hanlon. Please join me in a moment of silence to honor these men for their service to our community over the years.